Hey everybody, it is Chynna Williams from the CW Reads, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I am really excited to read and that are going to be released in the month of May. I cannot believe that it is already May and we're almost halfway through the year. That just means that there are more books being released that I need to get reading to. So without further ado, let's get in with the video. So the first book, which actually already came out on May 1st, is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. Now this is kind of a prelude novella to the Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is actually prelude to the next series that she is coming out within that world. I don't know a whole lot about this book, and I also haven't finished the Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. I just have to read the last book, A Court of Wings and Ruin. But I am really excited because I love this world and I just love the fairies in this novel that Sarah J. Maas has created, and I am really excited to get into this novella. The next book that I am really excited, which I actually found on Goodreads, and it is an adult thriller called The Perfect Mother by Amy Malloy. Which also came out on May 1st, and this is about a group of mothers who all had given birth to their children on the same day, so they kind of bonded over this, and they are known as the May Mothers. And one day, one of the mother's children actually goes missing, and that is basically what I read in the synopsis, and it really intrigued me, and I just think that sounds like a really interesting plot line, and it kind of reminds me of Big Little Lies because it is centered around these group of women and their kids. And so I haven't read Big Little Lies, but I watched the TV show and I really liked it, so I'm hoping to get to the book soon. But yeah, this thriller just sounds really interesting and something that I usually don't read, which are thrillers, but I do read a lot of adult novels, and this one just sounded right up my alley. The next book, which also already came out, a lot of these books came out on May 1st, but there are a few books that still aren't coming out till the end of the month. But these first couple ones already came out on May 1st, just like this one, which is called The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green. Sally Green wrote the Half Bad trilogy, which I haven't read, but I really want to get into that trilogy because it's kind of like a dystopian-esque novel that I am really into. So hopefully I can get to that one, and then I will, if I like Sally Green's writing, I really want to get into this novel called The Smoke Thieves. And this one I don't know too much about as well, so I'll just read what it says on Goodreads. And it says, a princess, a traitor, a hunter, and a thief. 4 teenagers with the fate of the world in their hands. 4 nations destined for conflict. In Brigand, I have no idea if that's how you pronounce that, Princess Catherine prepares for a loveless political marriage arranged by her brutal and ambitious father. In Calidor, downtrodden servant March seeks revenge on the prince who betrayed his people. In Pretoria, feckless Dion steals cheap baubles for cheaper thrills as he drifts from town to town. And in the barren northern territories, 13-year-old Tash is running for her life as she plays bait for the gruff demon hunter Gravel. As alliances shift and shatter and old certainties are overturned, our 4 heroes find their paths, lives transformed, and their futures inextricably linked by the unpredictable tides of magic and war. That synopsis really intrigued me for some reason. It kind of sounded like a Game of Thrones-esque world where we have these like 4 different nations and we follow these different characters and they all intertwine somehow, and that just really sounded intriguing to me, and I love fantasy. Yeah, that just sounds like a really interesting book. The next book is another mystery adult thriller, and that is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, who also wrote The Girl on the Train. This one seemed more interesting to me than The Girl on the Train because it follows our two main characters, Nell and Jules, and Nell calls her friend Jules, but Jules does not pick up. And the very next day she realizes that Jules had disappeared and is dead. A lot of people say that she jumped into this pool, and it is known as the drowning pool. And Jules actually goes back to that town where her friend had drowned, and that's the one place where she didn't want to end up, and now she has to like relive all these memories and just trying to remember that Nell wouldn't have ever jumped in the pool. And yeah, this just sounds like a really another interesting mystery thriller, and it's interesting that a lot of these thrillers are coming out in May, and yeah, this one really intrigued me. Also, the cover is really pretty and kind of haunting. I will put it up here for you guys when I get the cover image, and that one is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, which comes out May 2nd. This next book is called Onyx and Ivory, and it is by Mindy Arnett. And this one, honestly, I was really intrigued by the cover. I don't know much about it, but it is a fantasy novel, and it centers this girl named Kate, known as a traitor because she tried to assassinate the High King a long time ago. Now Kate is living as an outcast in her kingdom and on the fringes of society. And she enters the trials, I guess they're called, and it's called the relay, and only the most skilled in riding and bow and hunting can participate in the relay, and also only the fastest survive. So that really sounds interesting to me. I love any books that have like any sort of competition or similar like to the Hunger Games or like the fight to the death, and yeah, this one just sounded really interesting to me, and I can't wait to get my hands on it, and it comes out May 15th. The next book is actually a young adult novel, and I first heard about it on Haley and Bookland's channel. She got an arc of it and read it right away, and it just sounds like such a cute novel, especially hearing the backstory of this. So it is called Always Never Yours by Emily Liberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. Haley was saying that the two authors are together. They're either married or boyfriend and girlfriend, and they actually met like in their Shakespeare class, and so the book kind of is a loose retelling of their story kind of, and it just sounds like really cute. And it is about our main character, Megan Harper, and she quickly realizes that she is the girl who is the last one to date her boyfriend right before they actually meet the one, and they end up getting married shortly after, you know, they break up with Megan. And she realizes that this is just a trend and she might never find her true love until she auditions for a school play just to play a minor role in Romeo and Juliet, and she actually gets cast as Juliet, and she quickly falls in love with the boy who plays Romeo. And this just sounds like such a cute contemporary, and I'm getting more into contemporaries lately. It isn't something that I usually picked up in the past, but there are so many contemporaries that I want to read, and this one just sounds so cute and perfect read for the summer. And this one comes out May 20th. So this next book is from a author who you may have heard of, and that is Stephen King, and he is coming out with a new book called The Outsider. And this one comes out on May 22nd as well. And this is another mystery thriller. This is just a theme this month of mystery thrillers, and obviously it's an adult mystery thriller. And this one, we find a boy who is found dead in this park, and they, you know, do the autopsy, and they find fingerprints leading to the town's like most popular baseball coach, and his name is Terry Maitland. The detective in the story immediately puts Terry in jail because it's obviously he is linked to this murder. Maitland has a affordable alibi, which doesn't help the detective. Now they are trying to figure out who has killed this boy and why Maitland's fingerprints were all over this boy. And this just sounds really interesting to me. I have read a few Stephen King books in the past, but I haven't actually really finished a lot of them because they're so long. And I feel like it's been a while since Stephen King came out with the book, and this one just like really interested me, and I'm also in the mood for mystery thrillers, so it's great that a lot of them are coming out in the month of May. So the next book that is coming out in the month of May that I'm really excited to get to, and one that I've been hearing a lot about, is Furyborn by Claire Legrand, or Legrand. I really don't know how to pronounce her last name. This is also coming out May 22nd, and this is a fantasy novel which follows two queens, and one is a queen of light and the other is a queen of blood and destruction. Sun Queen, or the Queen of Light, Raelle, she must endure 7 trials to test her magic, and if she fails, she will be executed unless the trials kill her first. And once again, this is another fantasy novel that has like a competition and ruling power, sort of, which are books that I absolutely love, and I love my fantasy novels, and this one just sounds really interesting to me, and the cover is also really gorgeous. I am really excited to get into this one as well. And final book that is coming out in May that I'm really excited to get into is The Death of Miss Westaway by Ruth Ware, who has written In a Dark, Dark Wood and The Woman in Cabin 10. She is another mystery adult thriller writer, and this one also sounded really intriguing to me, and it follows this man named Hal who finds a mysterious letter which is essentially a will, but he realizes that this will was sent to the wrong person, and he ends up finding the person that was supposed to get this will at her own funeral. And so she decides to go to a tarot reading and realizes that I also said that Hal was a he, but it's actually a she. And she goes to this tarot card reading and figures out that she might be able to claim this money somehow. As she tries to claim this money, she realizes that there is more to this death that happened. Something very, very wrong about the situation and the inheritance at the center of it. So this one just sounded really interesting to me as well, because I am in that like mystery thriller mood, and I'm hoping to get to more in the next couple of months. And it definitely helps that a lot are coming out in the month of May, so I'll hopefully be able to pick up some of these books soon. And yeah, this one just sounded really interesting to me. Especially the aspect of going to a tarot card reading. I am really interested in tarot card readings. I actually have a few tarot cards and have done some readings myself, and it's just something that really intrigued me, and that was the main thing that really intrigued me with The Death of Miss Westaway. And also the cover is really pretty as well. Those are all the books that are coming out in May that I am really, really excited about. Let me know if there are any other books that you are really excited about coming out in the month of May. What's on your May TBR? I don't really set TBRs because I am definitely a mood reader, but I will be coming out with a video of books that I really want to read in the summer, and most of those thrillers will probably be on that list because I am really in that like thriller mood. I will see you all guys for another video. Ta-ta for now, and happy reading. Bye!